Okay, welcome to the tutorial for the cast on for the fall 2015 Mr. Knit Along. Um, this is going to be the cast on for the start of Clue 1. It's also going to be a tutorial that I'm going to upload to the public, and also how to do an icord tab cast on. I really like the beginning of an icord tab. It really makes everything look very clean, sharp, and it's really cool. The way I do an icord tab though, it removes the need to pick up in the back of the icord and actually makes it really, really simple. Um, it looks much more complex when it's written out, but when you see it done, it's pretty simple and pretty magical as well. So we're gonna get started here. I have all of these supplies here that we won't necessarily need quite yet. I'm gonna use this big chunky yarn to do the tutorial for today. I'm gonna move some stitch markers out to the side here. But here we go. So we're gonna start off, and the typical way I write this is to do a Judy's Magical Cast On. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up on YouTube. I'm not going to teach it here. There are plenty of fantastic videos for it, but this is my preferred method. So definitely look it up on if you have the opportunity to. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to cast on, and we're going to do it the Judy's Magical Cast On until we get 3 stitches on each needle. Ta-da, 3 stitches on each needle. Now the reason why the type of provisional cast on you want to do, whatever one you're going to do, you're going to want to have stitches on both needles, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to hold the needles. We're going to have the left needle, which is the one that has the working yarn attached to it. Ta-da! Sorry, went off frame. We have it attached to it, so this is the bottom needle of the cast on. Bottom needle, okay? So we're going to take the top needle with our right hand and pull it out so the stitches are on the cable and rotate, and now we have the 3 bottom stitches to knit. So just like you're going to start a Judy's Magical Cast On if you're knitting a sock or anything like that from the toe up. Just gotta lock my stitch in here. So we have the 3 stitches here. So the icord cast on says that we cast on 6 stitches using Judy's Magical Cast On. 3 on each needle. So we have 3 on the cable now and 3 on the needle. We're gonna knit the 3 on the needle. Apologies to anyone who is a English style knitter. I'm a continental knitter, so I'm gonna do the tutorial. I will show you though how to do it because I can do both. So we knit 3 stitches and we slip them back to the needle. So we knit 1 row. You can see it right there. And then we're going to do another row. So 1, this is really, really bulky yarn. 2, 3. And we're going to slip those 3 back to this needle. So we're not touching the stitches on the cable. They're just on hold right now. We're just making an icord with the first 3 stitches. And we're going to another row. And this time we are going to stop because it says to do it. It says working only on the 3 stitches. We're going to knit 3, slip 3 back 3 times total, and then we stop. Okay, so we don't turn the work. And what we're going to do here is you're going to take the stitches that are on the cable. We're going to slide them to the needle tip here. So now all stitches are on the 2 needles. Ta-da! So if you look here, we have this is our right hand, this is our left hand, and we have a little bit of icord between the needles here. This is a little icord tab. And this is basically what we're going to need to start the icord cast on for any of them. And if you look at it, it's very simple. We just have icord. The live yarn is on this one, our right needle here. And this is the ones that we cast on down here, so they haven't been knitted yet. So what we're going to do here is we need to make a yarn over because the pattern says so. Sometimes you don't have to, but sometimes you have to do a yarn over and then pick up one and then yarn over and then do the last 3. It depends on your pattern, but this is the general how I use it. So what we do here is we have our 3 and we're going to make a yarn over on our right needle. So now there are 4 on the right, 3 on the left. 4 on the right, 3 on the left. We need our yarn to be in the front of the work, so we're just going to put it over the icord. We don't need to hold it or anything. It's just going to sit there, okay? So we make a yarn over and we put it to the front. So if you're a continental knitter, it's going to be like yarn over, bring to front, drop it, grab the needle. English style. You can just boom and wrap it around. Ta-da. So you just want the yarn to end up in the front. So this doesn't make yarn over, right? No, so we need to go yarn over. Okay? So as long as the yarn ends up in the front of the work on front top of the icord, just like that, you're good. Doesn't matter what you're doing or anything like that. I'm gonna move my sleeves up here so you can see some skin showing. Anyway, so 4 on the right, 3 on the left. Okay, this is important. 4 on the right. Take our right hand, We're just going to hold that there. Our left hand has 3. So 4 on the right, 3 on the left. Now this is where the magic part comes in, and this is where it's like the magical, oh my goodness moment. So this is what you need to do. So if we're looking at icord, we know that if we do icord, we want to slip the last 3 stitches of each row and knit the first 3. But if we do that right now, if we just like went on as is, our knit side would always be showing. Now you could do it without having to worry about the first 3, but it's cleaner if you have to slip the last 3 and knit the first 3 of a row. And I know this is a lot to explain, but we're not going to go into it. But anyway, just trust me on this one, take my word. So 4 on the left, right, 3 on the left. We're going to take our needle, our left needle, it's going to turn towards us, so we're twisting the I-cord. Boom. And now the tail is up here, and we have the purl side of the I-cord facing on the left. The needles are going opposite directions, like a railroad track. Shing, 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 shing. So like traffic. Think of traffic on a road in America. We're going to go on the right, that way, on the left. Is coming towards us, or if we flipped it around, it'd be the other way, but we don't think about that because we're knitting, we're not driving. So here we go, 4 on the right. Now what we have to do is we have to slip these 3 stitches now that we've done the magical turn. So basically I-cord, yarn in front, twist towards us. Now the needles are going opposite direction. Okay, now I need you to visualize that where the cable is on your left needle is not the cable, it's actually the tip of your needle, just like your right. Okay, I need you to visualize that for me. Just visualize it, just relax, pretend that cord doesn't exist, pretend it's coming out the other end rather than this end. What we need to do is we need to slip these 3 stitches in order as they appear on the needle like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our right needle and we're going to slide it into this stitch, into this stitch, into this stitch. This is where it gets confusing. So what I recommend, or not confusing, this is where it gets tight. What I recommend is as you get to the 3rd stitch, slide your needle down towards the taper. And then you're going to bang, slip off the needle, and now we have a bang good job of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 stitches, which is exactly what we need. So our yarn over is there, and now we've twisted the I-cord, and it's in the front. That's how we do the I-cord tab. So we're going to do it again, one more time, and then we'll go on, and we'll cast on for real. So this is the tutorial again. So we're going to do, if you don't want to do Judy's Magic Cast On, quick way. Take your yarn, make a slip knot, put it on the top needle, and then you're going to take the yarn and you're going to figure 8. Over, through, figure 8, make some magic happen now. And now we have 4 on the right, 3 on the left. We're going to slip those 4, remember? So we always take the top needle of our cast on, top, bottom, top, bottom. If you use this method, where the slip knot is should be the top needle. If it's the bottom needle, it's totally fine too. You did it a little backwards, but that's okay. We're going to roll with it because it's knitting. We can always change it. So where the slip knot is, we're going to slip that needle out so the stitches go onto the cable, and then we're going to rotate, and we're going to knit the first 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now it's going to get a little messy down here. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Just calm down and be good. It's just knitting. It's just knitting. So we slip the 3 back to the needle. We're going to knit these 3 again. 1, 2, 3. It's a little cleaner now on that edge. Yep. And we're going to slip them back. 1, 2, 3. Do again. We're going to knit these 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're good. Okay. Was that 2 times or 3 times? I think that was 2 times. Let's do another row. It's okay if we do another row. It might have been 3 times. You guys know. Just let me know. Do it again. It doesn't really matter how many times you do it. You just want to do it for a minimum of 3 and no more than 4 or 5, just so you don't get too much of a bubble. Ta-da! Okay, we make our yarn over, and now we're going to bring all the stitches on the cable to the needle tip. So we're just sliding the stitches on the cable up to the tip to knit them, but we're not going to knit them. Okay, so if you use this method, here's what you have to do. You have to remove the slip knot. Just pop it off. So now we have 3 stitches on this needle. So there were 4 with our slip knot. Ta-da! 4 stitches on each needle. We're going to pull the slip knot off, and that will actually help us tighten that one stitch up, and that looks pretty again. Yay! Okay, so remember, we make the yarn over, and the yarn is in front of the work. Did I make a yarn over? Yarn over, yarn over. Yarn is in the front of the work. You can pet the yarn if you want to, it's okay. So yarn is in the front, 3 on the left, 4 on the right. Remember now, what do? We turn the left needle towards us so it's heading in the opposite direction, and now it looks like we're driving down Knitter Highway 101. We're just going or you can give it like that was horrible. I'm sorry. Swallowed some fiber. Okay, maybe we'll edit that out or leave it in, but it could be hilarious. You never know. So now we have 3 on the left, 4 on the right, and we have purl side facing. And remember, we pretend that this is the needle tip right here, even though the cable's coming out of it and our brains are like, no, that's the needle tip. That's not. So what we need to do is slip these 3 stitches as they appear on that needle here. And we go 1. This is a little complicated because this one's a little tight. I was tight. I was tight, man. Okay. Slide it down. Goodness. I was a little excited to cast these on. Or if you want, you can be brave and just pull the needle out and just 1, 2, 3. And you're like, wait a minute, you put them on knitwise. Probably, but they can untwist on the next row. So that's basically the cast on. So remember that you cast on provisionally, and then we do that, blah, 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 okay? So that is the tutorial for the icord tab cast on.